Hi everyone. I hope you are having a wonderful week. This video is going to give an overview of the rhetorical analysis assignment. This past week, you should have done a summary, completed a summary over your chosen text. There were 5 texts to choose from, and with our weekly journal entry, you should have taken that text and gone through, made notes, and summarized the text. This week, you're going to take that same text and you are going to perform a rhetorical analysis of that text. And this is an overview of that. So this assignment is going to ask you to move beyond what you see on the surface of the text that you've chosen, which is summarizing and understanding roughly what's going on. We're going to move beyond that and into the potential connections and meanings beneath the surface of the text. And this is what analysis is. It's when you are digging into the meanings. You're not just looking at the superficial top layer, but you are digging into the actual material, making connections. Analysis is often more intellectually difficult than comprehension, but it's also more rewarding and it's more interesting. So once you've chosen your text, or you should have last week, you're going to be analyzing it. The textual analysis is going to help you practice skills that are essential to your success in this course and in future courses. It's going to help you become more familiar with observation, argument, and process. When we observe, we pay attention to the world around us, and we are increasing your ability here to focus on a single text. You're going to be engaging with this text for several weeks. With argument, this analysis requires you to develop an argumentative thesis. So you are going to be making a statement about this text. You are going to be building a thesis and then building your paper around the thesis. And remember, you can always go back and tweak your argument later on in the process if it needs to be changed. Remember, it's a good thing when we change our perspectives, when we learn things. There's this concept called cognitive dissonance, where when someone is given new information, they refuse to change their mind in light of new information, even if that new information should theoretically change their perspective. We want to avoid cognitive dissonance. We want to walk into a situation with an open mind and see what the facts in front of us are telling us. And this assignment will also get us familiar with the concept of process. We draft and we revise and we toggle between all of these various modes, these various concepts when we're working on a paper. Sometimes you're generating new material, sometimes you're going back and you're reworking pieces of material into different areas, or expanding on ideas that you already have in there, or removing things that you have that don't fit. We're always toggling between those various elements of writing. The 5 options are listed here. You can always go back if you've read this and you're like, I did a summary on this one, but I'm not really feeling it. I want to focus on a different text. You can do that, but make sure you complete a summary over it first. So you've chosen your text and you've summarized it. You're going to want to really focus on that text. Look at who the audience is, the context of the text, the purpose of it. All of these little things down here, you're going to want to do, but I do not want you to sit down and systematically answer everyone with your text. Don't do that. These are merely to get you thinking. I don't want you to sit down and devote a paragraph to each of these in some kind of mechanical way. Make a text that fulfills these. Like, make a text. I want you to write a paper that answers these without just answering them in paragraph form, if that makes sense. You want to look at who the audience is, the context of the text, the purpose. Is it making an appeal to pathos, ethos, logos? Remember those. If you need a refresher, go back to week 2 and 3 and look at what ethos, pathos, and logos are. You're going to be looking for those appeals in this paper. After thinking deeply about this text, think about what you want to say about it. What does it mean to you? What might it mean to something else, or someone else, a particular group or culture? Develop a thesis for an analytical argument, and you can always change it later. You want to organize evidence around the thesis and be specific as possible. As you revise, keep your paper focused. You want to Make sure you're building a paper that the reader can understand what you're trying to say. What's your purpose? What do you want the reader to take away from your project? Why might it be important to think about the text and analyze it? Have a meta moment. You want to look at this text, but you also want to look at what that text might mean for you and other people. To be a successful essay, this time it needs to have a thesis that makes an analytical argument. You want to use specific examples from the text. It should conform to MLA with MLA citations. Um, do not use external sources. You want to provide a citation for the text you've chosen, but don't use any other sources. I want to hear what you have to say about your text, not what other people do. Please do not submit a JFK analysis, like a John F. Kennedy inaugural address analysis that pulls from historical facts that you can find on the internet. You might know those things, but I want you to dig into what he is saying. Analyze what he is saying for rhetoric. Don't give me the history around it that you're finding in random articles online. Dig into this text. Think about what you already know. Do not use an AI generator for this paper because I will know. Every semester I get, I don't know how many of these. It's starting to slack off because students are understanding that, especially writing and rhetoric teachers can understand when something is being generated by AI. Please do not do that because I will call you out on it and it wastes your time and it wastes my time. Remember, it does not have to be perfect. I just want you looking at a text and telling me what you think it says. What does it mean? Look for pathos and ethos and logos and examples of those within the paper. Um, do not use AI, please, for the love of Pete. Do not do it. Okay, and as always, use a reasonable font. Times New Roman is people like what people usually go to. Make it 12 point, or something similar. You probably want to go with 12 point. We're using MLA, 1 inch margins. And that's essentially it for this one. If you have any questions, reach out to me through tech or through email, or through Blackboard. I'm always here. I'm always here for it. I hope you guys are having an excellent week and don't feel overwhelmed. Like it's normal to feel overwhelmed when you're looking at a paper and, oh yes, hang on. Got to add this. This paper should be 3 pages minimum. Try to get as close as you can to that. If you can't, that's totally fine, but that's what you want to shoot for. Aim for 3 pages. If you fall in the 2 to 3 area, that's fine. But you need at least 2.5 pages for this assignment to fully dig into whatever text you've chosen. Okay, so I hope you guys are having a good week. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I'm always here for it. And I will talk to you all soon.